Hey friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're going to try and start plum and cherry trees from seed. Now what I have here is just some plain potting soil, and many of you remember over the winter and spring and summer I was driving my son to and from work, and he'd get me to stop at Tim Hortons a lot, and I would get a cup of tea, and we'd sometimes get some wedgie fries. But these tubs are going to be perfect for what I want to do. Now, first off, I'm going to write plum on these ones and cherry on these ones. Now the thing about stone fruits, okay, is they need a certain amount of time. I should use one of these cups for digging. They need a certain amount of, they need to be grown in the natural order of things. Fruit falls off the tree and it rots. And with a hard stone fruit like a plum or a cherry, it sits over the winter. Maybe puts down a root in the fall or something like that. But it's the winter cycle that helps break it. I don't know what you call it, folks. All I know is it has to go through a period of winter-like behavior before it can grow. Now, I've never done this before, but I thought, what the heck? Now, I have my doubts about the cherries, okay? Because these are just store-bought cherries, and I saved the stones and put them in a baggie in the freezer. That may have killed them, I don't know. But these are plum pits from the plum jam and the dehydrated plums I just did. So, we're going to, you know what? If one grows out of all this experimentation, then heck, it was worth it. I spend, you know, $40 on a plum tree. So, I mean, if I can grow, and apparently plum trees, my cousin Diane told me her mother used to grow them, my Aunt Doll, and she said that she called them dirty trees because they actually grow like weeds. They'll drop their fruit and they'll grow more trees. If anybody has been following along on my readings on the Beverly Wolfie channel of Little House in the Prairie, when they lived on Plum Creek, it was called Plum Creek because it had different breeds of plums growing wild all along the creek side. So, I mean, if they grow wild, they can't be difficult to grow, you know, too difficult if you know what you're doing, I guess. So, these little red ones are going to be for the cherries, and these bigger ones are going to be for the plums, for the simple reason is the plums are bigger seeds. Now, again, I have my doubts about the cherries, but I've heard this works, so we'll see. Now, I'm going to stick, I got dozens of these things, and I'm going to stick maybe 4 or 5 in each tub for the simple reason is they're not going to grow in this tub, they're just going to start in this tub. So once we get them going, if they go, then we can transplant them. Now there's going to be a trick to this, folks. I'm just putting a whole bunch in here and covering them with dirt. I was being nice about it, but you know what? If I can, you know, the more I have, the more chance I have of getting roots on them. I'll just cover this with a bit of soil. Okay. Now these are our plums, and we're just going to water them. You want the soil to be kept fairly moist. Now there's our plums. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the cherries. Like I said, I put these cherries in a baggie in the freezer. So I have no idea if they're going to work or not. I may have killed them. I don't know. I may have freed them from their bondage. I have no idea. So I'm just going to pop these cherries into different cups that I've marked cherry. And I'm just going to push them all down. What on earth? Oh, that's just a clump of soil, so we'll break that up. Now, what I'm going to do, so there's our plums and there's our cherries. And what I've done is I've watered them and I've put a plastic bag over them just to help keep the moisture in case I forget to check on them. But these should take maybe anywhere from 2 to 3 months to sprout some roots. So I will keep you posted. This is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, keeping our fingers crossed that these actually germinate. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Growing fruit trees that I don't have to buy. Take care, God bless.